How it do, how it be, how it is, everybody. Welcome in and welcome back. Episode 2 of the second chapter of Void Scourge. I am so very excited, and I am turning the music down. There we go. Oh no. Everything's fine. Last we left off, the party, after a long stint of inactivity and boredom and madness, found themselves in the presence of one illithid, a small illithid named Squim. Squim immediately looked and saw the pieces of the Void Scourge, this ship that Nova and Nerium and I am Azalea right now.
Quick, Fish, give us all.
So actually, we all have magic powers and legendary. Oh no!
Dang it.
Very important pieces of a ship.
Can that be a donation goal where everyone just switches spots? Everyone's powers.
Whoever gets Nova and Miriam has to play both.
And you get a magic item.
Quick, check how many things. Oh.
Don't tempt me.
Do it again. I'll give it to me. Remember what happened last time I had
know
the
where
deck?
it is. You just gotta
If
find
you give
it.
me the deck of many things right now, 3 pulls.
Three
Guaranteed
pulls,
right
guaranteed?
now. 3 pulls. I got you.
I'm gonna send
I
you
can
some
bump
to
it to 4.
sign later. No.
Bump it to 4.
Okay.
I'm willing to negotiate 5. Last offer. All right, 6. You drive a hard bargain.
Oh my god.
We haven't even started yet.
Real
Literally.
quick. We'll get to that in the end game. Okay.
10.
Squim has been there. Squim has arrived. In a means he didn't expect to. He was supposed to travel from one piece to the other in this battle that the party is coming up on. Just one piece.
One piece?
Yeah. But instead, Squim finds himself looking at 3 on board the Astral Dreadnought. Things quickly progress. Combat ensues. Iman is not himself. Squim is fighting alongside the party. This is interesting. As aboleths board the ship. There's only one left at this point in combat. And if you would like to see how that combat went, you can head to the YouTube SirFeffers, where we stream 3 weekly episodes, 3 weekly campaigns, and join our Discord as well. We use it for visual aid as well as just, the amazing community that has slowly developed after all these years. We're going to be hitting 5 years. Longshot will be 5 years old in October. I am SirFeffers, your humble dungeon master, and the humble dungeon master of the Longshot table. It is my absolute honor to introduce these amazing players. Let's start with Fish Finlee.
Hello, I am Fish Finlee. You can find me all in all the places as Fish Finlee. I sing, I draw, I play games. It's a fun time. My TikTok is gonna be getting more songy stuff soon. Fingers crossed. So check me out there. I'm playing Azalea. She is very over everything. All of it. All of it. She is over it all. And she has never been this close to murder as she has been meeting Squim. So we'll see how this goes. Lex.
Hello, I am SmolBirdLex. You can find me at SmolBirdLex and SmolBirdArt. I have commissions open. Give me money so I can go to PAX U. Yeah, do it. I do also PNG tuber models, so all the things.
I made all the phenomenal art you see on the stream.
I'll send it to Matt.
What up? I'm Dinkles, aka Matt, aka Dinkles is what I go by. Matt is my name. That's what the AKA meant. I do music stuff on the internet. I'm also going to be at PAX U, so if you could get Lexi there, that'd be cool because I like hanging out with Lexi in person. I also on the YouTube channel Unbeatable Cast, where we have a really cool Pokemon TTRPG game that's a unique system that's being created as we play the game. So you're basically seeing a live playtest every episode, and it's a great story, and you'll love it so much. Last week we were at 1,500 subscribers. Now we're almost at 2K. So if you want to push us over the limit and get us to 2K, that'd be pretty cash money. Other than that, I make little songs and doodops on the internet, but that's enough for another day. I'll pass it to Offbeat.
What up? I'm my name on Zoom says I'm Yester. I'll change this afterwards. What up? My name is Nova Wake. And the game, that's what I'm playing, but my real name is Offbeat Outlaw. I'm on YouTube and TikTok. I just posted a new video today. It is a short. It's a funny one. If you like watching me pretend to be a cat, it says more about you than me. That's all I'm gonna say. And also, if you like Baldur's Gate 3 tactics and learning about builds and whatnot, I have a video up right now on what I think is my favorite Baldur's Gate 3 build.
He said the thing.
Oh my god! Clickbait it right now. Change the name. Change the name to
Make the thumbnail for this episode. Quick.
Mr. Beast. But yeah, I'm playing Nova Wake. Nova Wake is Pirate Man. Pirate Man is very excited to have met Squim because he finds Squim in the same way you might find a rambunctious puppy funny. That's currently where Nova is at with Squim's antics. He's finding this amusing and delightful, and cannot understand the rest of the party's anger.
I got a whole bunch of new employees. It's great.
He's like, I will destroy you, and it's like, oh guys, look, he's so angry.
He said words.
I just remembered Childish Gambino's stand-up when he was talking to a tiny Klansman. Like, fuck you. Like, yeah, fuck you, tiny Klansman.
All right. It is Azalea's turn. At the top of the round, breaking the long dry spell of always being at the bottom of combat. Now leading the charge. Azalea, there is the aboleth before you, I believe 30 feet. And Iman has a real nasty looking flail. Renekton has been snapped out of the charming effect and is currently just elbows deep in a carcass, just making what he calls art.
How far is Iman from me?
I believe 20 or so feet.
Okay. I am going to... I've had a whole week to come up with my strategy. And it's very much going to be just... I'm going to run up to Iman and, like, grab his arm.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast... Like, turn over my shoulder and cast... Where are the words that I've got in my face? A 5th level moonbeam on the remaining aboleth.
Okay. Gonna make I believe, con save.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I believe in you.
Oh, thanks. I've got this. Wait a minute. 18.
That does not pass.
Fuck. All right. Where would you like the light beam to come from? Because you're in the astral space. Like, stars are, what does that even look like as the Wraith Lake fire surrounds and begins to eat away at the aboleth?
In Azalea's magic very much looks like writhing vines of like light through space, or like the lack of light through space.
Okay.
Very, very like. If you didn't know any better, they look like plants kind of vining their way around, but it's just like a lack of light in their space, and it kind of comes up from the sky, not like from the sky, but like from like underneath it and from above it, like kind of seemingly out of nowhere, just wrapping around it in like searing, radiant pain. Woo! And it just kind of like holds it there for 23 radiant damage.
23.
Mm-hmm. And that's gonna be my turn.
Pain.
I'm just gonna hold my hand on.
Okay. Nova with Squim on deck.
Yeah.
Nova is going to... So there's one more aboleth left.
And Iman.
There is one... I'm just gonna pretend Iman's will be fixed. I'm gonna go take out the Aboleth. Nova's gonna run up to it with the simulacrum in tow and do a weapon attack, booming blade, and then simulacrum will do a weapon attack and a shocking grasp to get rid of its reaction.
Ooh, okay.
That is a 29 to hit on the first weapon attack, a 30 to hit for the booming blade, a 20 to hit on the second weapon attack, and a critical hit on the shocking grasp.
Damn. All right. You land across the board. Full damage, or you land all hits.
Okay, yeah. That is a D8 plus 3d6 plus 3d6 plus 3d6 plus 1 plus booming blade once 3 plus spirit shroud, which is upcast it at 2 second level, so that is going to be 3 hits. That's another 6 plus the addition. Now we do the shocking grasp. That is 4 times 2. That is 8 plus an additional 1, 2, 3, 4, and roll.
Yippee! A lot of ones.
185 damage.
Oh my gosh.
Damn. Okay.
Ah.
Yeah, it's toast.
Yay!
It is gone from this world. How do you want to do this?
Him and the simulacrum are just gonna link up again, dash in very anime style, strike 1, strike 2, and then with the booming blade, Nova's gonna turn his rapier into a baseball bat and just bonk it into the simulacrum with the shocking grasp, ready for the spike down to the ground, and just with a clap of thunder,
Wii Sports style,
sends the thing bouncing, careening into the corner as it is fried to death.
Amazing.
Calamari rings through the air.
Iman.
In between,
Okay.
I would like to use my legendary action to cast Greater Restoration on Iman.
Woo!
Okay. Iman begins blinking away. His what was cracking lips relaxes, and his head comes back forward a bit, and he leans back into his usual stance, notices that you're holding on to him, Fish, and goes, "Hey, what, why am I in pain? What happened?"
Aboleth invasion. You're trying to turn the business on us there, my friend. Points to the flail.
Drops it.
It's alright. Your mind is taken over. Azalea brought you back.
Azalea kind of pats his shoulder, like where he was like holding on to. She just kind of like pats him.
Okay. I'm gonna help everyone, and he just kind of nervously starts helping people up and cleaning things up. Starts relaxing a little bit.
Before he fully redirects his attention, I'm gonna grab his arm and like make eye contact with him and just be like, "It wasn't your fault."
Well, you're right. Are you okay?
And I'll let go and let him do his thing. Just that's it.
Spoopy.
It wasn't your fault.
Right. Which is true.
And then I will redirect to kind of still focusing on the moonbeam in case there is another thing that pops up out of nowhere. I'm ready.
You go to look out and you perceive the city. A massive flat-topped asteroid, if you will, with massive, almost skyscraper-level buildings built way high over the sides. You can see waterfalls and clouds kind of pouring out as if the city is misting. And in a lot of areas, there's smoke. You can see this one entity moving incredibly fast as to form an orb-like protective barrier around the city, around this rock, and the fleet of nautiloids that are just constantly bombarding it with these blasts of magic, with these arcane seismic punches. And whoever is just dipping and moving this fast is hard at work putting that repelling this ongoing blast, and it'll pause every now and then start back up, and it doesn't manage to catch every bolt. Every once in a while you see one of the seismic blasts boom, just chunk like Fist of God style into this city, and people are screaming. There's also a magical almost wave, a slow crashing wave that emanates from within the city, and this long bell note of radiant magic just cascades at a cluster of ships which try to move out of the way, and sometimes they're not successful. My mic just dropped. All of this is just ongoing. You can see a couple of ports. Go ahead.
Squim, what do you make of this invasion of our forces currently?
Seems like their defenses are high. We may have to find more sneakier ways to get in.
But you know, Squim, those ships don't really look like our ship, do they?
No, this is actually
nautiloids.
a very different ship. I
You're right.
kind of lucked out with this one.
Those,
It's a great ship indeed.
I think those are
Perish it well.
imposter ships. I think they're pretending to be one of yours, so that they know that our incredible forces don't attack them.
Hold on.
A deception check or
Yeah. Roll for
roll.
deception,
I'll roll
persuasion.
insight.
What's getting
I'll
called
roll
here?
insight on this.
While this is happening, I'm just gonna make eye contact with Nerium while I'm like holding the moonbeam in place, just like I could.
Deception of 17 if you wanna insight check that.
Possibly. That means they're trying to get what I need first. We need to get there first before them.
What if I have a friend I can call upon who can maybe help lay waste to all of those fake nautiloids?
Could it instead help us get the piece that we're needing?
I could get rid of the fake nautiloids, which would mean our approach would be covert and much more secure.
Well, I feel like whatever's on the ground is distracted with the fake ships.
Exactly.
So if we sneak in...
And look at us. We look just like a civilian ship. They will happily herald us in.
Yes. Find me this herald. We shall get us in quickly.
The bay doors open up and the captain comes out. It
I'm
seems
already
that...
here.
Sorry? You've what?
Captain.
The captain
I'm already
came out
here.
and Squim is clearly already present.
Captain Toyful, the astral elf, storms out and kind of with a shaky... You can see that he's wounded. There's been combat throughout the ship. He comes down and starts pouring himself a drink by the bar when Jack just pops up, takes the drink from him and steadies himself a little bit, hands it to him. Starts moving about. Things start to return to not crisis mode, but clean mode at least. You can see Task comes out and he starts seeing to matters. Go ahead.
Toyful, any losses?
Don't know yet.
All
We'll
right.
find out. And he starts taking
question.
in the... Sorry, go ahead.
Permission to organize a small strike force to help eliminate some of the nautiloids. I have a friend I can call upon, a void dragon.
His name is Harold.
No, I'll explain later, Squim. Don't you worry. His name
Understood.
is not Harold.
Find me a drink. I see them with a drink and I want a drink too.
Jack the bartender perks up. I've never served a
a captain of my stature.
Of course, please. Please step over here. And he starts like 20 questions of what the fuck an illithid drinks, and that's going on. The Captain Teufel downs his drink. If they focus us, we have to just dip. We have to go.
So, okay, but here's the plan, right? I will call upon our Void Dragon friend. Hopefully, I can persuade him to help us out in this situation. He can definitely lay waste to a couple Nautiloids, draw fire, give us the opportunity to make our way into the main city, stop off, get in without the Nautiloids noticing. Look, I don't know if you've noticed this, but this little squim fella here has been sent on a dummy mission. He has been sent here to be out of the way for whatever reason. Let's leverage this right now. They don't know what we know about their plans. They're after the same things we are, the Void Scourge.
You can see that he's weighing the risks. And he goes, I would like to know what happened to the Astral Elves on that island.
Exactly. So how about, let's get you on that island. Let's try this, okay? Okay. I'm going to need to go on the deck. He's pretty big.
Now, okay.
No, but
That big.
You head out onto
grappled
the you head out to on deck. Massive. It's probably I believe it's like 60 by 200 feet or something like that.
Squim, I'd like for you to meet someone very important.
Of course, I dropped the cup that I had. It was completely full. I didn't drink anything of it.
You were just stirring it ponderingly.
It was just
Nat
like
20 on Jack catching it.
I want so badly just to look back and then telekinesis just like rip it down.
Can.
But I won't do that. I will. I'm not. I'm a nice captain.
I'm gonna have my simulacrum cast Gate to the Void Dragon.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Read me gate.
Okay.
Welcome, almighty herald.
What is his name?
It was very hard to pronounce if I remember correctly. You
was...
conjure a portal linking an unoccupied space you can see within range to a precise location on a different plane of existence. The portal is a circular opening which you can make 5 to 20 feet in diameter. You can orient the portal in any direction you choose. The portal lasts for the duration. The duration is concentration 1 minute. The portal has a front and back on each plane where it appears. Travel through the portal is possible only by moving through its front. Anything that does so is instantly transported to the other plane, appearing in the unoccupied space nearest to the portal. Deities and other planar rulers can prevent portals created by the spell from opening in their presence or anywhere within their domains. When you cast a spell, you can speak the name of a specific creature. A pseudonym, title, or nickname doesn't work.
All right, so you're gonna have to talk to Dad.
Okay. I'll still give it a try. The portal, I will cascade to my father.
Okay.
The Void Father, the Father of Nothing, and
It is. You can sense as you reach out the magic, as it connects to just the depths of space, the cold, nothing void, the darkest area in that can be fathomed. Something presumably holds onto, takes a hold of the magic, and your father's voice Nova.
hello, Dad. Unfortunately, this isn't just a casual checkup conversation. I know you're not fond of those anyway. I am requesting aid of your second in command.
And Fish, you said you had the name?
Herald.
Oh no, I do not. I
okay.
thought it was a name, but I may have mixed it up with the
I'll pull it
name
up
of
in
the
a
other
second.
dragon.
That's okay.
So
That's okay.
Wrong old dragon.
Brace thyself.
And the portal opens. Immediately.
Holy shit, that works.
Immediately, this sense of cold and emptiness pours out from this just absolutely black screen before you. You see nothing. You sense nothing. You hear sounds of combat. Distant combat.
Everything all right? Sounds a
Where is
little bit
Harold?
testy. It's a bad time. Was that Scrim?
I said, where is Harold?
He's on his way. He's a little bit caught up in the traffic.
It's rude to keep your captain waiting.
He doesn't know you're captain yet.
Yeah, change his
He
management.
will learn. Everyone will learn.
I'm still a little unsure myself.
I'm trying to pull up the name.
Just picturing that SpongeBob episode. Like, what's the name? What's the name? I got nothing on a name.
name.
Come on, man. What's the name?
I'm on the right page. I just gotta find it.
Can I roll persuasion to make Harold think his name is Harold? I want it to want it to be known as Harold.
You can
Persuasion.
I want
try.
him to know his name. I'm
Gaslight
gonna use my
me,
inspiration I
girl.
was given. Roll with advantage. Was it DC like 5? Easy? Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably pretty easy.
Hold on. Quick. Someone save really quick. My Baldur's Gate game. So I can perfect this. 2 18s. That's pretty good. 23. Just saying.
Just saying.
I'm built different. I'm built squimfrit.
Miriam's just looking at Azalea like, can you move that moonbeam?
I'm feeling like
Right
it's
over there.
Bjargic Schooler, but that might
I
be
don't-
wrong.
If I'm being 100% honest,
I don't think you gave us
never
his
told.
name.
I don't think you ever told us his name. I don't think he ever told us his name.
Oh,
I think
okay.
We got Void Dragon.
Seems like an opening for a new
Yeah.
name just came up, and I have
Genuinely,
my application
I remember
submitted.
him not telling us.
I think Nova actually asked and he said no, and then he blew
Oh
up the
yeah,
Shadow
that's
Fell.
right. He told him
I
no.
was like, "Can I know your name?" And he's like, "No."
All
We
right.
got Void Dragon.
Yeah.
Could be Harold.
The the father of nothing, the father of the open emptiness.
There is much that I am forced to attend to in this time.
If it's not a great time, I understand. I merely was hoping for a bit of an assistance. Any help that you provide is welcome. More specifically, there is a Nautiloid invasion and 2 parts of the Void Scourge within grasp. Planning on sending your second in command, lovely Void Dragon that we rescued, to go and blast the shit out of those ships so we can maybe draw fire.
I will be of service.
Ah, I love you.
And that's the voice of the Void Dragon as it kind of gently takes 2 hands onto the side of the ship and pulls itself into the astral realm and starts floating and kind of peering about, taking in the sight, just learning everything.
I tackled him to the ground. She looks at Azalea.
Azalea kind of like nods impressively and then looks up at the dragon and just kind of like,
Hello again.
Azalea,
It's a pleasure to see you.
not much for words. This one, when growling can suffice.
So, we only really require your services. Teufel, how fast can we get this ship to land on that city?
If you want, Captain Teufel explains that if he is going to attempt such a feat, he will be rolling at the helm, and there will be some navigational feats required of him, and the Phalanx themselves, the ghost spriggan that technically navigates the ship with their mind and is kind of woven into its fabric.
What type of skill would that be?
The ship itself will make an athletics.
Can I help?
The ship is
If
making
you can
an
find a
athletics
way, sorry, an athletics, and then an acrobatics to land. An athletics to successfully, essentially, dip itself a fraction forward, in what it is capable of, using the speed it needs to use to go that fast.
And then acrobatics in what way?
To successfully park it in port. Tangled.
Harold!
The old Harold. The old.
It is not Blue Eyes White Dragon. It is
Okay,
Harold.
and what is Teufel and the Phalanx going to be doing?
Teufel is basically at the head, giving commands, and the Phalanx Ghost Spriggan themselves will be adding their advantage as well as their bonuses, and essentially they're the ones who, A, in this case, can do so because of the nature of the ship, and B, is the one provoking the ship to make the check, if that makes sense. So the bonuses and giving advantage of the person who is controlling the ship, in this case, the Ghost Spriggan.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, here's the plan. Simulacrum, Renekton, you're going to the helm with Phalanx and Teufel. Simulacrum is going to cast skill empowerment on Phalanx to give them expertise in athletics, enabling them to perform this check.
There is one more aspect, and that is if you can send any assistance to, he's written down here. Where'd he go? Homie, the light being in the ship's engine.
In the basement.
And what does he need?
Well, he's the one that will essentially assist in the athletics, because he's the one that's jumping it.
Okay. In that case, landing it... I think the ship... I would much... Okay. We can only have one of these things active at once on a given person. What would the Phalanx prefer to be boosted in? Athletics or acrobatics?
Acrobatics.
Okay. Simulacrum will be going with you to the helm and casting skill empowerment on acrobatics for you, Phalanx. I will go into the engine room to hang out with the light being, and I will give them expertise in athletics. Renekton, go to the helm, cast Bless on everyone. Give them a blessing. Void Dragon, you need to take out as many of those fucking Nautiloids as you can. And as soon as we land, you can disappear and go back to whatever the hell you were doing before. And you can assume that your services were much appreciated.
They will be not.
God, I love
And
you.
it just shade, like, just melts into the night and the dark.
Squim, what can you do?
Many things.
Can you provide assistance to other people in their abilities in any way?
Why would he do that?
I was hoping. Squim, here's what you're gonna be on the helm. If any bastard
Could
comes...
Offbeat ask Matt what you mean by that?
Okay, yeah. Do you have any spells that are like a touch somebody, give them a buff to a skill check?
That's a great question.
Like a guidance, a skill
I've got guidance.
empowerment. You have guidance?
Mhm.
Okay.
I thought I had like an enhanced ability or something. I have gift of alacrity.
Get the
I think that's for
alacrity.
myself.
Yes. Okay. That gives advantage. That gives.
Brooklyn
the DM
didn't build
advantage.
this character to help other people.
Yeah. Okay. Stand on the. Squim, you're going to stand on the helm. If anybody comes close
I'll
to us,
do what
and
I
tries-
want. I'll stand on the hill.
If anyone approaches us, blast them out of the sky. You're a great shot. Azalea, go up to the helm. Go go up with Teufel and Phalanx, cast guidance on the Phalanx so that they have the best chance possible to make those checks. Nerium, I want you also on the helm. If anybody gets close, you can pick them up and throw them away.
How about you say please, motherfucker?
I am... Please?
Sure.
Thank you. All right. Void Dragons are already off. I say it's time we get to our jobs.
The party
Azalea's
scatters.
kind of like looking. Azalea's kind of looking off at the Void Dragon while the Void Dragon does its thing, just dips away and just goes, "I envy you," and then proceeds in the direction that they should be.
How do we give her wings?
We should talk about what the mind of the Void Dragon looks like to you, Azalea. If you want to unpack that now, we can.
I would love to unpack that as soon as possible.
Okay, excellent.
Paint that picture.
Cool. So, as Nova and Nerium know, the Void Dragon is this ancient elder dragon that long ago came under the service of the Father of the Void. And in so doing was changed and altered. And now when you perceive the mind, it's not giving off any signals, it's pulling signals in. It's a very strange abstract sensation. It clearly is sentient. And is capable of speech and all of that, but its mind is completely alien. Just in the way, just in the music of it, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, we're gonna take a moment to unpack that. Whilst I go guide whoever needs it.
All right, so Nova. You head down to the engines, correct?
Yes.
Is anyone going down with you? I think everyone else is going to the navigation
is going
bay.
up.
Okay.
Navigation bay. Except for Nerium and Scrim, who are going to be on the deck and are going to be in charge of batting things away as they approach.
Sure.
And also, Nerium last-minute adjustments by punching. That will be also, I think, available.
Excellent. You get down there and you find the hold with its now, redesigned and repurposed engine room, which you can see the metal is hot to the touch, but not so much as it was the last time when you were down here and everything was broken. As you open the door, just bright light to the point of near blindness as the multiple intricate halo-like glass magical artifacts, the same Offbeat that you saw in Windfall, by the way. This ship runs on the finished technology that the train ran on in Windfall. You see the light being. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You see the light being with his hands up. Currently, it's you can vaguely see it perceive you, and it starts dimming the lights down. It's still cooling everything down, essentially, from coming out of the last jump we were in. You can see the rings kind of coming to a slow and forming a single Saturn-like ring around the light being as he turns and goes, "Hey."
Hey, we're performing a maneuver. How much do you know about what's happening outside?
Not even a little. It was kind of loud for a little bit. Something tried to squeeze under the door, and it immediately was just burned away.
That's so great for you. Okay, so here's the situation.
Okay.
Nautiloid's outside, Mind Flayer invasion. We're trying to get to the place that they're invading. I called upon my Void Dragon friend to help destroy some of the ships. I am going to make you really, really strong for a little bit, okay? So that you can help perform the maneuver. We're going to try and jump, and I describe the maneuver.
What's up? I'm so sorry. I spaced out.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna make you really strong. We need to get to we need to get to the next place really fast.
Okay.
And I explain the maneuver we're trying to perform.
You explain as you explain the fact that you want him to essentially on off real fast, insanely fast with his mind. He starts going, "What?"
Don't worry, you're gonna be so good at this. I just need to touch you. I just need to give you like a little tap on the shoulder, all right?
Oh, man. This is not gonna work, but okay.
I touch him on the shoulder, and I give him expertise in athletics.
You don't feel anything. It's just a burning sensation. All right. And he's like, all right, cool, good. This is fine. We got this. We in it. We're just good. We're all, I mean, you know, we'll be fine. It's whatever we might end up accidentally going through that might not be, but we'll see.
That's not a problem. Don't worry. Phalanx is gonna be great on that whole landing situation.
Okay. If Phalanx is confident, then we got this.
Go up to the bay with the simulacrum.
Okay. The rest of the party comes, or sorry, Azalea and Sim 1 step into the bay. Again, all of these glass-like and holographic designs in a very, very clean surrounding. This is the most tree-like of the place as well, and a single ghost tree person whose arms, legs, and hair kind of fade into nothingness as it is moving about, and you can see the mind moving about the various intricate mathematical equations it's running and stuff like that, and it turns and goes, hello.
Hello, has Teufel briefed you on the maneuver we're performing?
Not as of yet.
Okay, here's the situation. I give the rundown, I explain what's gonna happen, and I explain what's happening in the engine bay and everything, and I go, and so I need to make it really, really acrobatic for a little bit, alright? You're gonna be limber.
Alright.
Expertise in acrobatics.
It turns to Azalea. Hello.
Hello. She's gonna like hold her arm out, and Melly will crawl down and just kind of and guidance.
Okay.
And Renekton will say a prayer.
Very sticky weasel hand.
And give them bless as well.
Okay. Renekton does some disturbing stuff in the corner of the room. I'm thinking he's been slowly collecting the bees and just murders them. He's got a little jar. He just kind of opens up one end and puts a match up there and then seals it back off, and they all suffocate. And it's a time.
What a blessing. All right. I'm going to go.
Melly looks longingly at the bees.
Hands her the bees. Curiously.
Simulacrum is now going to go to the deck and hang out with Squim and Nerium and be ready.
Okay.
Nerium strangling him on top.
All right. Is everyone ready?
Aye, aye, Captain.
Aye, aye, me.
I am going to hurt you.
Teufel, who has been watching this light being, or this being that moves really, really fast around the city. He's been watching it, and there's this held breath as everyone, you can hear one goblin trying not to cough as everyone kind of gears up as the halo begins to appear around the back of the ship and slowly moves to the front of the ship as the Phalanx shifts the ship and angles it properly towards one of the ports of the city. He gets a mental confirmation from both sides, keeps watching, punch it, and then it's over in seconds. It's over instantaneously. Okay. Okay, so we've got First we have the athletics from Homeboy, the light being down in Freaquin, down in the ship engine, and he rolled a 20 and an 18.
Let's go. And he's got expertise on that check.
Mm-hmm. So there's a shit ton of bonuses that are being applied.
At least like 2.
At least.
Now, for the positioning and the proper boarding and attaching as we come out of that, as the ring boom yeets forward and immediately kills it. You've never seen this before. The ring boom goes back to the front super fast, like a hole puncher sound is in your head, but it's massive. Okay, less good. Let's talk about the bonuses.
Okay, so this is for who?
This is for the Phalanx, the Ghost Spriggan.
Ghost Spriggan has expertise in the check, so double proficiency bonus.
Okay, so
their dexterity bonus and 2 extra d4s.
2 extra d4s, thank God. So good news, we're up to an 8.
Ah!
Okay.
I rolled an advantage.
What?
I rolled an advantage. I rolled a 2 and a 4.
Okay.
Sorry, so we're up to a 9.
Okay, and with the expertise, what level's the Freaquin? Oh, not the Freaquin, the Ghost Brigand.
Just a navigator. If it doesn't have class levels of any kind, but it has what it's good at. So it's got an additional +6
to this specific check.
Mm-hmm.
Is that its proficiency bonus, you might say?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so double that, so it's +12.
Okay.
And what's its dexterity?
20.
Okay, so that's an additional +5 on top of the +12.
Okay, I rolled 5 with 2 d4s. We're good.
Hey.
It's just 22 on the bonuses alone.
Yeah.
We were like, we are not failing this. Try again.
I got nervous. I was like, all right, we're just gonna crash into this island. But
She's barely fixed from the last mission.
yeah, we just fixed her.
Don't damage my ship.
I keep falling every time we land anywhere. So I would like to not get hurt because of a failed dex roll of some
I
kind.
caught you the one time.
It's been like 3 times since then, though.
The city is pretty quiet, aside from the sounds of combat, which in this case are distant. But there's no people yelling for trade, there's no kids running around the street, as it were. The goblins run out and start tying the ship to the port side. You look out and you can see that an open square and a beautiful fountain. The centerpiece of the fountain is a celestial. It's not Spirit Guardians, but the other one that's 4th level.
Spiritual weapon. I'm kidding. I don't know spells. Oh.
Is it just summon celestial? It's a summon.
Oh.
Summon, it's like the guardian thing, right?
Spirit Guardian.
Spirit Guardian?
Spirit Guardian. It's a Spirit Guardian.
You said Spirit Guardian, right?
Oh, fuck me. Hang on. Let me just pull it up. Sorry. I should have written it down. I was like, I'll remember this.
I think you did successfully. I'm pretty sure you said
Holy
Spirit Guardian.
Spiritual Spirit Guardians is Holy Avenger?
Nah, that's too high level.
That's a weapon.
Holy Diver.
4th level.
Holy diver.
Oh, a Guardian of Faith.
Guardian of Faith.
That's it. Close enough. Apples, oranges.
Yeah.
It's all D&D anyway.
8-foot, almost diamond-shaped shard of like a collection of shards and gauntlets of armor. And you can see a long cape made that's like ornate red. It's almost a milky white gem of a being that stands in the center and kind of rotates around silently. There's just this beautiful golden helm on top, and it raises up a sword and get not an aggressive notion, but seems to have some kind of greeting as it pulls the sword up and then flicks it to the side and then returns to just kind of slowly rotating about. There are other small celestial energies that have gathered here over time, that Nerium, I would say, would immediately be like, that's a squirrel, but it's not. It is a small being that is fuzzy to look at, and you can't really get a bead on what it exactly looks like, but it scampers. And you can see a flock of them like move from one alleyway, darting across the street to the other. You don't see any people, is the thing. You can see a few other celestial soldiers that kind of are standing at attention, as if they are to keep the peace of this area, but this isn't what this area normally looks like. And so you have this kind of quiet, almost off-putting energy, and you can see the celestial river, the celestial current, run through the city. It comes up to the side of the city and you lose sight of it. But you know from where you were that it basically ran through, became like a gushing river, like a rapid, and then turned back out into the long celestial entity that it is.
Nova is gonna step off the ship and is going to say a greeting in Celestial and be like, "What the hell is happening here?"
The Celestial turns and goes, "Velmet. Hail."
Hail indeed. What's happening? What is this place?
This is the port, Ipkik. In the island city of Ishtik, you are welcome. May Axis bless you this day.
Thank you.
Keeps an eye to the city, to the war that happens above and around. This is
Hello.
time of peace. Greetings, hail.
Art tube
Velmet.
penguin mesh. She doesn't speak proper Celestial. She just tries to memorize what Nova says.
Excuse her, Celestial. She's very bad at it. She just tries to copy me at any given time.
Hey, fuck you.
Yep, that's all she knows. See?
I'm going to reach inside of my cloak prior to getting in front of anyone else that is not of the crew, and you're gonna see he has some really comically large glasses that are kind of like frosted over where you can't see the eyes behind it to know that they're like opaque, very reddish, not regular people glasses face.
Okay.
And then some oil that he's going to put on his tentacles to make it look like it's a goatee, and fold in the like one level of the cowl, so it just looks like it's a really big jacket. And basically I'm using my disguise kit to not appear as a
Sure. As an illithid.
I'm just look like a floating gnome that's really tall with glasses and a goatee. But it's like one of those beards where it's so big where it's you could swear someone's talking. You can't see their mouth moving though, and it's just like, okay, all right, cool. That way I can use telepathy still. Exactly, one of those, exactly. Theft type beard.
This is my. I look over at Scrim and I do a double take. What the fuck? This is my friend Squim. Very intelligent lad.
He means captain.
Sure. So this is a time of peace, you say? What is that then? What is happening? I point at the illithid invasion.
Is this whole
you
conversation
get the idea that it's a generated response. Like it's got so many things it can say. Go ahead, Azalea.
Greetings.
Is the whole conversation happening in Celestial, or have they switched to common?
It sounds like it's been Celestial this whole time.
All right, I 100% will be getting distracted by the weird non-existent squirrels, but we can come back to that after this conversation.
Well, Miriam's already tried to catch like 3.
So what is this place? You say it's the port. Why are you here? You're clearly. Look, no, you're not a resident here. You're a celestial. You're a summon. You're a creation.
I was created to be here.
Who created you?
Axis gestures inwards towards the city.
Where?
And it looks like they're created in the city. Okay. Thank you. Promise. We will have a great time in the city.
You must register that you have docked, and gestures at a building, assumedly to the quartermaster or whatever of the docks. You see an open door and some light coming from inside one of the buildings. What do you do?
We've done that.
Roll deception.
You understand Celestial?
It's telepathy or telepathy. I don't know if that would count as me being able to just understand what's being spoken out. If not, then I don't.
I don't believe so.
if
If
you're
we're
reading Nova's
splitting
mind,
hairs.
If you're reading Nova's mind, then you could probably understand, because Nova does conjugate in common.
Word. Well, it has telepathy as its own language.
Oh.
I'm fairly certain
I feel like with
that
telepathy,
is-
it's as long as they speak a language, you understand each other.
You could.
Oh yeah, that do be true.
I could be wrong. I'm tripping.
I'm
Maybe
fairly
not.
certain it's that you can like talk to them via the telepathy. They can't respond to you.
You don't need to share a language with the creature for it to understand your telepathic messages, but it must be able to understand at least one language to comprehend them. So
But
maybe
they-
it's a
they
one
can't
way,
talk
but I
to you,
feel like
yeah.
it should be a two-way street. I don't know.
Roll a deception.
Okay. Let me roll here. Because I have my disguise kit, do I need to roll a disadvantage for being in Illithid or no? Because it has disadvantage on deception because I'm in Illithid, but if I have my disguise kit, I'm trying to negate that temporarily. With this automated voicemail message.
I
care.
think, I think you're good to go. I think just make a
Sick.
deception.
Let's go. Natural 20.
Hey,
Oh.
mine. Apologies.
Where do we park though? Can we
You've
leave
already
it here?
parked.
Sick. Love
it. Sick.
That whole thing was just a park job.
All right, let's Teufel, are you gonna stay on the ship? Or are you coming with us? What's your plan?
You see, he jumps over and he's got this big duster on and shrugs, looks about. He is going to bring. Oh, Dalinar was the dude's name. I was looking right at it this whole time. I think he's good. Nope, Task is gonna come along as well. Task, the high level cleric, kind of moves up and he's got a bit of a slower pace to him, but he's like, I need to replenish mine stock.
Okay, a bucket of oranges. That's on the docket for today.
So while this whole like conversation is happening, I think Azalea would probably be trying to catch one of these like
Okay.
weird non-squirrels
Nerium's
by
totally helping.
druid crafting plants in like cagey forms
Okay.
around where they could be.
So you craft up some like wood-like roots and vines to try to capture it, and it just passes through.
Interesting.
It briefly,
Nerium's trying to chase them.
like, not looks towards you, but like faces you, and then pulses white at you, and then red, and then scampers.
All right.
What was that? Did you piss it off?
I'm not entirely certain.
What are you doing to the squirrels?
Don't bother us.
Jesus.
I think the next strategy is to like let Melly off her shoulder and just let Melly have at it
Whoa.
and see what Honey Weasel is able to catch.
Okay. Honey Weasel. On the move. He just darts after him. And such begins an absolute chase as you watch him just leaping, darting, moving, quickly moving, and just leaving behind little bits of honey, and the light just scampering away. At one point, it flattens itself out into like a more donut shape as Melly, right? Melly, not Nelly. Melly. It like lands. Whoop. It jumps in and then it whoop, and then zips away again, and it just keeps scampering. This attracts a few other more bird-like, jellyfish-esque light beings that move into a spot, and then as they do this motion, disappear and reappear 5 feet in the other direction. Moves a bit more.
This place is fascinating.
Picturing Chester trying to bat at them.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, you're bringing Chester?
Oh yeah.
Squim, what can only be explained as a guard drake. Do you know the guard drakes from they're basically big dogs, but they're draconic.
Okay.
And this one is even bigger and is a void guard drake.
Ooh.
Is Chester?
Think size of a
baby?
small car.
Small car. Is that a Kia Soul? That's big.
He's big, yeah, he's big.
He's a big boy.
Captain Teufel looks about and goes, "None of this was here. To be clear, I've never been here, but this isn't what an astral elf colony would look like. This is concerning."
Well, we do know that the astral elves previously, remember those bastards who were attacked and had those little mind abductors in them. So maybe
We should begin our search.
I feel like this place has been
Lead
taken
the
over by
way,
you.
Captain.
Of course. I'll look to the big celestial statue thing. I'll throw five gold at it and say, "Keep the engine running."
It looks at the ship and just kind of looks back at you and watches you go, not saying anything.
But the gold bounces off the
helmet.
celestial.
Yeah, it's got like a helmet, some gauntlets. It is made of like
Okay.
crystalline shards that float. That are kind of like a milky white.
I lean into Twifle and say, "Look, the more we placate him, the more we find out." Know it.
You've noticed that Captain Teufel, ever since being, quote, regrown by Wizen, is much less amiable and goes, "I know!" Shrugs you off. Kind of stomps forward a bit after Squim.
First
I'm
mate
gonna-
1 through 6. How many people are with us?
2 NPCs, 1 Chester.
Okay.
Nelly, the honey badger.
And Melly. Melly.
Melly. Damn it, I'm sorry.
7. NP.
Yeah. Good.
7.
A small boarding force.
As Captain Toyful kind of storms off, Azalea's gonna kind of walk up behind him and just be like, "I know. I know."
Thank you. he kind
Mario's
of
picking up-
moves
We're not
to move
alone.
alongside you
What
while they're
what
walking.
direction? What direction am I feeling like it's gonna be at?
You're asking the DM?
I'm asking Squim, but I'm asking in DM speak of what should I roll to know what way to walk.
Ah, I see. You can choose. Do you want to make a perception? Do you want to make a history of off of what little glances you've gotten from afar? Do you want to make an insight? Do you want to make a?
Can I hold my hands out and just do an Arcana check and just see
Yeah,
what way
absolutely.
I think it may feel?
Did I provide assistance on the Arcana check?
Another nat 20. Let's go 28.
Who needs assistance?
I don't need anybody. Let's go.
The center, the center of the city, has the most powerful magic, because you're picking up on the deific essence of Axis.
I believe the center of the town will have what we're looking for. Quickly.
Most
You begin moving
excellent,
through the
Squid.
streets. The party rolls a D100 as they move along, every now and then passing a contingent of quickly moving celestial soldiers, sometimes carrying large shards of some kind, or one really big one will just move over. Every now and then you see a ship-like vehicle traveling with various other things. So the place is busy, but still in that inorganic, silent way. Also, I'm gonna change the music. I thought I liked it. I don't like it.
Vibes are off.
The vibes.
The vibes.
We're rolling a D100. We got a 24 and a 51.
Everyone rolls a D100?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, everybody.
Oh, you betcha.
Okay.
Oh, you betcha.
52.
63.
63, 52. All right. Okay, pretty middle of the way spread.
Slightly below average.
Slightly below average with a 24 from Offbeat. You guys are walking along, and one of the doors slams open. And this long-armed, kind of younger, maybe 17, maybe 16-year-old teenager of an astral elf leans out and goes, "Hey, you guys want to buy something?"
Depends what you sell.
Show me your wares.
Shit. And you hear him go back inside, and he clambers around for a few things and comes back out with a backpack that he's got like hung over the front of him, and he's pulling stuff out. Mostly it's garbage, but there's a few health pots, a couple of knives, and some foodstuffs. And it looks like he's just on that grind, and normally he'd be out on the street just trying to sell stuff, maybe trade some information, maybe, just move things along and make a few bucks. But right now, the city is under siege. And so he sees
Miriam gives him a platinum.
outsiders. And you hand him a platinum?
I have 62 of them.
I'm just saying, it's a lot for this dude. He takes it and goes, "All right, that's what I'm talking about. What can I do you for?"
Don't cause any trouble.
Also,
There's enough of that going on, frankly.
Every healing potion you have and information.
He goes back inside.
And the apple.
You hungry, Squim? Is that what you eat?
No.
He comes out with Nerium, roll a D8.
7.
7 greater healing potions.
Oh.
And an apple.
And an apple.
What do you need to know?
We're new. We just arrived into town. We managed to sneak in.
I can tell.
What exactly? Yeah, what happened here? What's happening now? What's going on?
Well, they showed up, and that sucks. It's not great. It's kind of getting in the way of me, getting the bag, and I'm kind of upsetty spaghetti about it. I'm not gonna lie to you, friend.
You seem really calm about this situation. Is this a frequent thing, or are you just?
I'm just not worried about it. Ultimately, it's nothing Axis can't handle.
Axis. I've heard this name before. Who's Axis?
God.
Okay, God. He lives here.
Yeah.
Friend of Harold.
Okay, I am. Before Nova says I am also a god, he goes, okay. If I were to meet, is Axis available for meeting?
I mean, you can talk to the priests and you can talk to the high priest, but you're not gonna talk to just because. I mean, frankly, no. I wouldn't. I couldn't just stroll up in there. I don't see why you could, frankly.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, he's like underwater. What's up?
Azalea's just trying to get a read on this guy.
Okay.
Does he seem like genuine about
Yeah.
what he does he seem like he believes what he's telling us?
Seems so. Yeah, you have an insanely high passive insight, and he's just kind of excited to. It's like that one dude who doesn't really care about quarantine, and he's willing to try to make a buck, and he's got sleazy vibes. He's kind of street radish, but not quite.
I'm just gonna be squinting at him from behind the door.
Well, there isn't.
I'm gonna be
It's
squinting.
in this case. There's no law telling him he has to be inside. It's just where everyone is.
There's no law saying a dog can't play basketball.
He's just kind of scummy, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be squinting at him from right over Nova's shoulder. So like as Nova's talking to him, it's just like.
So tell me, if this is so, God's got this handled. When did God arrive? This is as far as I was concerned.
Long
this is
before my time, but
problems.
I'd say 20 years ago.
God just showed up and everyone decided that they would chill with that.
What I understand is he made this place, and you hear Captain Teufel go, as in that's not true, and if I'm gonna be honest with you, here, come on inside, and then
Nova steps in.
okay.
Dahlia.
Azalea just takes a very deep, weighty breath and follows the man.
I don't think Chester can fit. I'll stay outside and watch. It's okay, baby. You're so perfect.
The captain goes in. Task looks at you guys and goes, I'm going to go find an apothecary. And he happily goes shopping.
You need money?
Yeah, sure. I mean,
Also
if you're
gives
offering.
If he supplied, we're alive. So
yeah.
gives him like 2 platinum.
Thank you kindly. Anything else? Anything you all need while I'm out? Coffee?
Jerky and any kind of meats for Chester and me.
Right.
I don't know what anyone else wants.
I
A
can do
drop
that.
of sanity to share with the rest of everybody.
I can
That's
do
not
a potion that will give you a brief +1 to intelligence, but that's about it.
I would like the piece I'm looking to collect. If you could find that for me, that would be great.
That's ours. Don't touch it.
Find that
Yes.
while you're out there.
I'll see what I can do.
Just
you.
smile and nod.
And if you can't, 2 apples.
You hear a faint wheeze from under the mask, and you think you actually made Task laugh.
Nah.
Oh, well, that would make one of us.
My power is growing.
Just not your height.
He hobbles off into the city. Inside, there is a small room. Well made and very beautiful. The same white stone as the outside. You can see a strange ongoing fire that doesn't seem to be touching anything. Just this tiny flame up there that isn't giving off any smoke. And he whistles, and it gets a little brighter. And then he sits down in his one chair next to his single table, and it's like a home if it was just like this slot that is like maybe 5 feet across and 30 feet back. You can see a hanging bed that's currently folded up next to a built-in wall ladder, and a couple of drawers and the like. Very packed in, crammed living, but it's still beautiful, if that makes sense, because the whole city is built like this. One uniform
How much does this place
design.
cost you? Like 2 million or something?
I'm not sure.
Well, he's not living in Canada because we know that much. Tell me. So, Axis built this entire place. Everything.
Yeah.
That's not what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at Toyful.
It's Pop said. And Teufel goes, What of the astral elves that were here before you? And he goes, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know anything about that. I'm real sorry. I can't help you with there. There's a theory that there's like ant people underground, but I don't know anything about like before Axis. I don't. From what I understand, is that this was like his heaven, an attempt at heaven. If that makes sense.
I'll lean into everyone else and just go, the boy isn't lying.
Axis,
I don't suspect.
He's not right, but he isn't lying.
He kind of looks around like he's uncomfortable. Axis doesn't have a lot of worshippers anymore. From what I understand, is he used to be like some big, powerful god, and now he's just kind of out here. I don't really know.
And he lives underwater.
In the astral current.
Is that water?
That's souls.
So he lives under souls.
He lives under soul
Interesting.
water.
Soul soup.
Water.
God stuff. I don't much know about it.
I'm a bit of a student of
I'm a bit of a
religion.
god myself.
I'm a bit of a god myself. This sounds peculiar. I'm not going to
He's
lie.
fucking losing it.
No, Fish just caught on to something that was said and needs to rewind back to it. Did someone just say that the astral current is soul soup water?
Yes.
Yes, it's soul soup.
Okay, glad we clarified that.
Well, you
My
know how some
bad.
people are good
Not
soup,
chunky.
and some people just aren't. You know.
It's the book Chicken Soup for the Soul, but it's just.
But it's just in a big circle. It's not a donut. It's just shaped that way, you know.
Yeah, it's a what's the lizard that eats its own tongue?
I believe that's
It's the big
Fickius.
mythological lizard. that
big
eats
guy. Big guy's his name.
I
Ouroboros
think it's
or
a
whatever.
Fickius.
Yeah, which pantheon, which religion, which
I don't know.
Our big
Squim's
guy.
Pantheon.
That's his name.
Oh, Ouroboros.
Ouroboros, thank you.
It's in God of War.
That's the
that's a
snake that eats
different
itself.
world-eating snake or world
Who knows?
eating
Who the fuck
itself
is a
snake.
Fickius?
Other people do. I don't know.
I
Is
don't
the
know who
answer to that.
Fickius is. I thought you were making a joke.
I thought that was the name.
I thought you were going like, oh, Fickius, like he had a big dumpy. And that's why people
Anyway.
He had a big dumpy he couldn't consume.
So this god that lives in the soul soup water.
And you don't know much about him. You've just accepted everything you've heard about him and all
I
that.
mean, I'm not. You're over here calling yourself a student. I don't know what that is.
What do you know? What do you know?
I know that I don't need to eat while I'm here. It's pretty great. I think I was someone else probably, and then lived a good life and got to come here or something. I don't know.
I'm gonna quickly cast detect magic. Is there the modify memory spell active on this guy?
No. He simply is very there is no war at Bossing Say. He simply just believes. He's never been off this island. He doesn't know. There's a few visitors who are also astral elves, according to him, but not been a long time.
Offbeat hasn't seen Avatar: The Last Airbender.
That's
I know what
okay.
that mean, though.
It's very much.
We have to
Crime.
fix that.
It's a crime.
I'm trying to think of a good comparison that would be like similar to that.
Raised.
There's a
with-
real world comparison
has
which
been
I'm aware of, so don't
raised
worry.
right has been raised very much with the wool over his eyes, has a very narrow understanding of how the true shape of the world around him is, and simply doesn't know any better. You're talking to a street kid who doesn't seem to have any parents, lives in this tiny place he doesn't pay rent for, who was selling garbage to you, but for a platinum he hit up his the back room and hit up his stores.
Well, thank you for your time, youngster.
I have a question. You mentioned that your pops shared most of this information with you.
Yeah, before he passed.
Is there anybody else we can talk to?
Yeah, you can knock on doors. There's
That-
people all over. And
All right.
it settles in Azalea that like this kid isn't the only kid who thinks like this. This is a tiny little micro society that has developed in a strange direction. And there's nautiloid ships outside, trying to get in.
Nova's gonna lean in and just be like, I do think that I think that we should go talk to those priests, because if Axis showed up 20 years ago, that's roughly around the time that, my ship got exploded. I have a very, very funny feeling that this is no coincidence.
That is
And that's where we're
a
gonna go to
feeling
break.
that I share.
Okay.
And that's where we're gonna go to break.
Yay.
Woo! Chat will be right back. And we're back. So,
Welcome, Raiders.
E-Train, thank you so much for the raid, friendo. Appreciate you. Sid, good to see you. Jumped in during a break. Yeah, no worries. Okay. This kiddo, this teen, kind of sits back in his chair and props his feet up. Anything else I can do to help you? That was a shiny piece of metal you gave me.
We're pirates.
Cool.
You ever get bored here? Do you want to go on an adventure?
Is it worth it?
I have a ship.
I can throw platinum at teenagers.
You make a good point. Don't know if I have any nautical prowess.
Well, how about your first adventure is leading us around the city? We would like to see the priests.
Yeah, all right. Kind of gets up. Ugh. And pulls out this cloak and dons it. It is almost tentacle-like. It is many strips of cloth that are gray and dark blue and long, and they're clearly cloth. There's just it's instead of one long cloak, it's just a ton of these smaller long strips of cloth that all kind of seem to spread out along the floor and then kind of grip onto the stone a little bit. Every now and then one of them it seems to move a little bit with a wind that you don't feel. And kind of goes, let's be off.
Interesting cloak you got there, friend. What
Thanks.
is that?
It was my pops. Watch this. And he goes down on all fours and starts crawling. But instead of crawling slowly, he crawls at speed, which 30 feet. And he and all the other flaps of cloth move with him, and he looks like just this like many legged underwater spider, and goes up a wall and comes back down, stands up again. Super helpful. It was
Very
my dad's.
cool.
Nice.
Lead the way.
All right. As he approaches the door, go on.
I was just gonna say, as he's doing that, I'm gonna like squint in that vague direction along with the general, kind of like, interesting, and then become bear.
Nah.
He turns and goes, y'all wild. You know that? Y'all like
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, I know. We're very peculiar.
Mm-hmm.
Keep leading the way. Keep leading the way.
Yep.
He's gonna.
And
I just want to be in bear
regular.
form before we get
I was
there.
gonna say he's gonna just kind of pan across all of you, taking you in, and roll a 7 on Squim. Does not know that he is a mind flayer. Into the street. The sounds of combat all around, right? Still going on. You now see the Void Dragon that with its wings parts one of these orangish pinkish clouds and has stepped forward out of it in one hand, in one massive claw, half a Nautilite ship, and the other hand as he breathes back in the sliver of portal and void that it opened up and dissected the ship with, as he breathes that back in and casts the two ship halves aside, and you can see from within the parted cloud the like 7 other ones that he's already attended to.
You try and give him a thumbs up with like dismissal if you can see. You're good to go, mate.
As it peers over to another ship, yeah. And as all the other ships begin pivoting and turning their fire on the massive ancient void dragon, he wraps himself up in his wings and fades to nothingness as he seems to consume himself as the clouds with the void that is created all from across just are pulled forward and smashed together in this beautiful pinkish, orangish, purplish splash of cloud from where he was.
All right. Keep walking.
Holy fuck.
That's our friend.
I
You
tackled him
serious?
to the ground.
Yeah, he's like my brother.
Now he's scared. Now it's setting in.
If he stops walking, I'm gonna just nudge him in the butt to keep walking forward.
He keeps moving forward. Okay. Hunched shoulders as he quickly moves throughout the street.
Pats Azalea on the head.
This is the most amused that she's been since Squim's appearance.
Begin moving through the city. At one point, you see an older gentleman, also an astral elf, look up and kind of watch the lot of you as you begin to walk on by. And he's just kind of shook at y'all's presence.
I give him a wave. Very cheery wave.
I also give him a wave.
He's gonna go inside and close the door. You begin to get closer to the sounds of combat. And soon you go up these stairs and you're on another level. You guys keep moving along. And you round a corner. You're high up now. As you guys have been going to these, it's a multi-floored city, if you will. A lot of bridges and other such plateaus to cross across. And you get to this overhang and you look down and you can see probably dead center of the city, the massive trench that funnels the astral current through the center of the city. You can see not a standing army, but an active army of celestials and astral elves moving about, and you can see the various to call them eldritch cannons would not depict what I wish to. These long, thin, almost Subway sandwich looking, massive, hoagie ass looking turret things. Just kind of like clams in that sense, where they open up and they're loaf shaped.
Muscles.
Yeah, mechanisms that very much resemble what the inside of the engine looks like of your ship. Different tech. You watch as these brighten and charge and then send out this slow wave of celestial radiance out at the nautiloid ships. And you can see thousands of people all attending to this very intricate machinery and moving it about. Yeah. You can also see in this massive bridge across the trench, this huge ornate temple that is not on top of the bridge, it's under it. and you can see the god. You can see Axis under the watery visage, this form of it's hard to verbalize exactly what I've got in my head. Much like the Celestials it summoned, this shifting radiance of crystalline shapes, and this is just how it's choosing to appear. Very abstract looking, interlocking crystal shapes to form the top half of a humanoid. If it was broken apart and kind of floating together, if that makes sense. What do you guys do? You can see all of this sprawled out before you, and this kid kind of steps up, puts one foot on the edge of the ledge, and takes a long bow and gestures. I give you the gem of Vishtik, our god Axis.
Access! Hello!
Nothing happens.
Oh. Scrim, you call him.
Access. Come here. Bring me what I require.
Oh, with that authoritative tone, now you've scared him.
What are you, dude?
Why are you still here?
I mean, I can.
You don't follow proper.
He puts his hands in his
quarantining
pockets
protocols.
and says, "Well, fuck you," and he walks off.
I'm gonna look around for a priest.
Okay, you're looking down. You still have much city to go through. You're looking down, like as if you're on the side of a mountain. In this case, a skyscraper, down at it, and you'll have to travel down into the city to get down there.
Could a featherfall get us there?
Yeah, if you wanted to float down and cut a lot of it, and like take a solid
Who
shortcut.
has featherfall? I don't have it. I don't think I
I
do.
just ride Chester, and we jump on stuff.
Okay.
I do not have featherfall prepared.
You crawl. You get onto Chester's back.
See you guys at the bottom.
Boom, launches.
Oh, I do have fly.
Oh, I have fly. We can fly.
I'm gonna just become a giant vulture.
Okay.
My
This bear,
sim-
like the two front kind of paws, like grow like bat wings out of them as they kind of like as it shifts into this vulture-y form, and neck kind of elongates. Very nightmare fuel.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Myself and my sim cast fly on ourselves, and we pick up Teufel and help.
Well,
him
I
guide
can.
him.
If I cast fly, it's 3 people, so
Oh.
I can get 3 people, and then
I can
Yeah,
also
me-
pick up somebody as well.
Get me and my
'cause I'm-
sim. I can cast fly on Teufel.
yeah,
Alright.
and then I'll cast fly. Are we an odd number out, or how many do we have?
I think you're good.
No, we
Task
got everyone.
has gone shopping.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta stop
Cast
playing
on
with my
task.
dice.
All right, we fly.
Okay. The party descends. Soon you find yourselves amongst many people, all kind of moving about you and getting out of the way, all kind of pertaining to various duties that you see soldiers essentially, and mechanics and holy folk. At one point you see a priest who has this golden triangle of a necklace around his shoulders, and these ribbon-like gold robes, many tassels that float with the celestial energy, and this is an astral elf, and you watch as he is commanding various. He's got this scroll with him, and he's commanding units to move back and forward and going about his business.
I want that robe.
I fly above the crowd and just kind of like, while arms crossed, not just up to him and go, "Holy man!"
Yes, child.
We're new, and we'd like some explanations for this place,
I'm
please.
surprised you were able to enter the city. Welcome. It is a tumultuous time for our people.
We're skilled pilots, and we help take out some of the nautiloids on the way in.
I am quite busy, as you can see.
Anyone we can talk to, then?
If you have come on the path of prayer, then you may enter the temple. If you have journeyed here to worship Axis.
I'm here to maybe converse with Axis. That's a form of prayer, is it not?
Have you already been instructed that you may not see or speak with Axis?
I have not.
Then allow me to clarify. Faith is what cultivates and shapes the minds of gods. If there are less people for it to build itself around and be impacted by, it falls into a more abstract stasis. Gods require worship, but it is not where their power comes from, it is where their sense of self comes from. Our god lives because he resides in the astral current. There are two ways to gather power as a celestial. One by faith, the other by absorbing the raw soul essence of the astral current. You go back in your mind to the very first episode of last season, where you saw two great gods fighting, two great celestials fighting, and one dunked its head in the astral current and then was juiced enough to turn and just vaporize the other god.
Does Nova count as one of these celestials?
In a sense. You might clarify as a demigod. At best.
That means I could drink the soup.
You can certainly try.
The straw.
Yeah, strong.
He's doing a handstand, and a minute later, and there's like, they got a funnel. Chug, 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 chug.
Well, we'd like to learn a little bit about this city. Is there anyone we can speak to?
Of course, there are some priests within the temple who might be able to assist you with this.
Excellent. We'll just make our way inside then. Don't want to be a bother.
Golden eyes watch you for a while as you all begin to make your way towards the temple, and then he returns to commanding his soldiers.
Hello.
Okay, you go along the bridge, and you enter through a large archway, and you see many worshippers in various states of prayer. Big open marble floors, cushions, and you can see various priests with incense floating about, and one approaches you, and he takes the incense, and you can see as he moves some of the cloud that forms off of the incense, the smoke, as he drifts it about you. This is a air genasi. And he swirls it about you and goes, "Welcome."
Hello. Well, thank you for the welcoming. We are new in town and are looking for, I guess, explanations, knowledge, general understanding of what
He gestures
place is?
to a small enclave where there is a curtain drawn to the side, and you guys get into kind of a booth where he keeps the curtain open, but you're more than able to close it if you wanted to for privacy's sake. And he makes himself comfortable and goes, "Ask your questions, pilgrims. How might I help?"
When did Axis arrive?
Is Azalea still a vulture in this room?
Yes.
Okay.
And Chester is like outside, just outside the booth area, just looking
His
around.
Head just poking.
Yeah, snoot. Axis came to this land, this rock, some 20 years ago, and he, with the remainder of his power, shaped this rock into how you see it now, conjured the Celestials that they might worship him, and inducted those who came after. Often he will pluck individuals that he discovers in the astral current and bring them here to rest if he finds them worthy, and they are acquiescent.
So he siphons them out of the souls.
Indeed.
Out of the... And these Nautiloid ships, any reason why they might be invading?
From what we have been able to gather, Axis fought with them before and hurt them in some way. I think in his weakened state they have come to reckon.
I see. And what's happened at the surface? There's all these houses and these elves who don't seem to know much. What of that?
Know much? What is there to know? They live in harmony and peace as best as we can make it. They want for nothing. They worship their god.
Thus.
This is a peaceful land where we are sustained by Axis. The problems came to us.
It's not suspicious to you at all?
Not in the slightest.
Fair enough. Secondary questions. Axis provides everything for you, correct?
He sustains us, yes.
And Axis is currently defending you from the invasion.
That
correct?
would be his avatar.
I see.
He who has been given the power that you see displayed before you. And you see again this being that is moving all about the perimeter of the city, absorbing the seismic attacks and blocking them.
Okay. And as for he's out there blocking all those attacks, doing all that. Does the name Void Scourge mean anything to you?
You make a history check.
I'm inciting whatever this is. Constantly. I'm only here to be a freaking lie detector.
I have a 20 insight
That's good.
too.
He seems to pause. I believe there was a reference to this in the Holy Tomes. Shall I look it up for you?
I would love to see that, actually.
Of course, I will have it brought. And he briefly, you watch as he turns and then disappears. You guys are left alone for a little bit of time.
If anyone comes and arrests us, we fight our way out and kill everyone. Understood?
Yeah, I'm
Is that a
gonna.
question?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So we're all on the same page, you know.
Yeah, I'll change back into personish form and just every answer that we have gotten from every person in this entire city has made my ears want to bleed.
Joyful, what you make of this?
The astral elves are still here. There's just less of them.
They're all stupid.
Should find someone old.
We'll find an older
Asking
fella.
some street kid isn't gonna give us any true information.
True enough. True enough. But this priest should hopefully have something. Is this priest also young?
An Air Genasi, a bit older. Maybe in his 30s, late 30s.
How's Squim doing?
Huh? Leading
How's
charge
Squim
as
doing?
always.
The charge! It is being led!
Azalea, could you expound upon why everything you are hearing from all of this is so deterring?
It's all just... Well, first of all, she's been primed to having literally nothing in the way of tolerance left because of the whole meeting Squim debacle that has happened in this day.
Sure.
And then subsequently is now in this weird island full of people who are all saying like blatant falsehoods that they think are true. And she's just like, I can't do anything with any information. If you don't have information, then I can do anything with.
Wow, this is worthless.
Yeah, very much so. She's like, I'm so annoyed constantly at all times today. And then on top of that, this whole thing is just a waste of energy. So who are we talking to? Where are we gonna get info? I don't know. He's very much hoping Nova succeeds in his plan to like worm info out of all the peeps.
You find the source of the misinformation. Once you find the source of the misinformation, they know what actually happened. And then we get them. If they're still alive. And if they're not still alive, we bring them back from the dead. And then we ask them questions.
They're a high priest or a high priestess we can talk to?
Well, we'll get this text and then we'll see what they know about the Void Scourge.
Yep. Azalea just kind of like rotates her head and is just like, all right. And then sinks back into like a sitting lion form.
Okay.
Like she just kind of vinifies over and she's now lion.
Vinifies. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Except it's scar tissue, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it's like a warped version of what her true form looks like. Kind of. So it's not quite scar tissue as much as it is just like she's very viney in her natural state. And so her like weird animals are very viney. Mostly out of just like she can't be bothered to skin them to look like actual real things. Yeah.
I like that.
Plus it's scarier and that's fun.
The Air Genasi returns and pulls out.
Faced with a lion.
Yeah. Does not seem super phased. Kind of takes your measure a bit. And pulls out a book. You hear the scraping of shale as he turns the pages. Sorry, the crunch of mica as he turns the pages in this stone book. And he kind of reads along. Yes, here we go. And there was a breaking, a shattering and a scattering. Axis saw. And took action, taking a hold of one of the pieces. There's not much here.
Nova is just so poorly hiding the grating of teeth. He's like, that bitch took my fucking boat.
Miriam's just steam out of her nose.
Thank you for that. Who wrote this, by the way? Are they still alive?
The High Priest. Lamar.
Great, where is he?
Are we allowed to speak to them?
There is much going on here. Make a persuasion check.
Can I help by
To say
intimidating?
that everyone has a
I would
lot on their
also like to
plate
help.
right now.
That's 18.
18.
Might I get a guidance?
I would love to guidance. I'm just gonna give big lion nudge to the side
Sure.
of your arm.
19.
19.
Mm-hmm.
I will inquire on your behalf. It might be some time. What are your names? What do you wish to ask them?
My name is Nova Wake, and I am the previous owner of the Void Scourge. It's a boat.
Co-owner.
Co-owner. I would like to see the piece and take record of its existence.
You are Nova Wake. That would make you Nerium.
Fuck.
So you know us.
Hang on. We'll see if he believes you.
Yeah.
With a 19 on the insight.
Oh, I
You're
look a little
in the
different.
book as well.
Oh, what did they say about me?
That you're a prick.
No, they're gonna say I've got a magnificent beard and I'm handsome.
No.
Yes,
No.
yes,
No.
yes,
No.
yes.
Headbutt.
Shield. You dodge.
He's looking.
Are you sure that they don't believe
This
that?
guy's kind of looking at you
Nerium?
guys like, huh? When you never meet
The
your
lion
heroes,
sighs as
you know?
much as a lion
You
can
go to
sigh.
church, Moses arrives.
Yeah. It says here that the two of you bore a great power and caused much death.
That's objectively true, yes.
Indeed. Okay.
Most of
You
them asked
were
Mm.
you were approached by a danger you could not defeat.
The mutiny.
Yeah.
And so you tore that power apart.
The Void Scourge. We tore it apart by hand.
Indeed.
I did it by hand.
Okay, I helped.
For the two of you who seem very... looks at the rest of the party. Aggravated. I fail to see the reason why.
Why they're aggravated?
Why
Why
you are
we're
so upset. I can see why you would want to see the remnants of the ancient artifact that we have here. But if you destroyed it, do you
It's
believe that you
destruction.
have any claim to it?
Nova's
If
going.
I break my toy, it's still mine.
It's.
I'm going to attempt to maybe intimidate this guy and just stand up on my hind legs, turn back into my normal form, finger in the face, just go, look, it has been a long day. We would like that piece of ship.
I would like to ask you to control yourself.
I think what my friend here is trying to say, destroying something is not an act of wanting to be rid of it.
And when
is
it was
because the
cast throughout the realms, completely scattered and lost?
We did not. That was not us. That was my father and mother's doing.
Who are these people? We do not know.
The void, the father of the void, and the mother of the ocean. Ma Achraden, you might know her as, and void father, father of nothing. Those are my dad and mum.
We
They,
know of
upon
Raiden.
our-
We know of this being.
Excellent. You know my mom. She's lovely.
So
I have some
so
of her
they
with
took
me.
the power from you and scattered it to the far
We-
reaches of the astral realm.
Little priest man, let me finish my narrative before you insert one of your own.
My
We were in a
apologies.
mutiny. We did not want that power to fall into mutinous hands so they could wreak havoc in our realm. So, rather than letting them take a hold of it and use it for nefarious deeds, we figured it'd be better if no one had it.
And-
Post that, Achredin and the Father of the Void have sent us on a journey to recollect the pieces.
Ah! Wait. This is new. We don't know this.
You don't know a lot of things.
Our narrative here
It's wrong.
to you.
Azalea's had it.
Hey, do you know sleep today? Is that a thing that you have prepared today?
Sleep?
Yeah.
I can just like incapacitate you if it make you feel better.
Oh no, I just.
Look,
Are
how
you
how
might
many
to
hit points you
understand
got?
that you are being aggressive to one of the priests of Axa.
Azalea is.
I'm saying a lot of words, and you seem to not understand many of them. So don't worry about me.
Let's
He
let her
kind
blow
of
off steam.
closes his book with exasperation and puts it down. From what I'm able to determine is that you were punished by 2 different celestials.
My mom and dad.
Hmm. And you are being aggressive towards me. Why?
You
Azalea.
have our ship piece, and we need it back.
Okay.
So,
I mean, I don't foresee that happening
why not?
because it is in use.
Where?
Perhaps
By
if we
who?
were
Who's
not
using
at
our
war.
ship?
Axis.
At war? Axis is using my goddamn boat.
Where is he?
Look. I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at the situation. Don't take this as being directed at you and playing victim. Okay?
Really?
So,
And then turns and looks at Azalea, who has been very aggressive towards this individual.
okay. So it's
Just
currently
gonna-
being used in the war.
I shrink into an owl and just fly over and land on Miriam's shoulder because I am going to explode if I have the means to punch this person in the face.
Do you want to hang with Chester outside?
I'm just gonna fly outside.
Just lands on Chester.
for being part celestial as you are, Nova.
Mhm.
Why do you hate religion so much?
I don't hate religion. I've got no problems with it. What I dislike, I'm frankly not upset by any of this. It was Azalea who was blowing a gasket.
Where's the false narrative?
The
How
false
swift.
narrative is that for some reason you were constructing this idea that we destroyed it and intentionally for the reason of not liking it, and then therefore it is yours because clearly we destroyed it with malice and therefore have no claim over it. No, we destroyed it because we didn't want power getting brought into the wrong hands.
I have never said that you don't have any claim to it. I'm also saying
You did though. You said that I don't understand why you don't have a claim to it.
You're right.
And if you don't understand the implications of that, that's hardly on me.
You are correct.
Liberal.
you are correct.
Whip.
And yet, if what you are saying is true, and I'm going to take it as it is, that it is, you are tasked with collecting it. That is an important bit of information we don't have here. Our records stop once Axis finds this latent power.
My piece of the void scourge.
Our
Indeed.
piece.
My piece.
We'll get to you.
If you would like, so what with this new piece of information? What does that mean?
It does
Smack.
change things. but I don't see how it would change things immediately.
Okay, in that case, what do I need to do to get my boat? I will help you. I am an excellent fighter. I am capable of perhaps even ending this whole debacle.
We are a
with the
people in
Nautilus.
need.
If the captain lets you, Nova. Did you ask permission from the captain?
Looking
Maybe
at that
later.
apple.
Captain Teufel, not to negate that Squim is in fact the captain. Captain Teufel sits forward and goes, "Who's your priestess? Who's your high priest?" "An astral elf like yourself."
Bars.
Le Mans.
Azalea. Picturing Azalea as an owl, just.
I'd like to think Azalea is now outside with Chester, in like owl form with Melly also in owl form. They're just like squawking at each other, like spilling tea about like what the frick is going on inside.
Allow me to bring this to the high priest.
For our benefit?
Or perhaps why don't you bring us to the High Priest? I see no reason why, if this is as important as you claim, we'd probably be speaking to equally as important people ourselves.
Would you not argue that the safekeeping of our city, which Lermont is currently attending to, taking precedence over your claim?
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Let's look at it this way.
Frankly-
You show up amidst a war
Mm-hmm.
and
Kill
ask
8
for one
Nautilus.
of the factors that we are using to defend ourselves. Challenge our religion and are incredibly hostile.
That wasn't me.
All of you. I am going out of my way to be quite calm.
And I appreciate
I
that.
would ask of the same courtesy.
We are trying our best.
We are nothing but calm.
Yes, Captain Squim.
I go speak to the priest. We will be outside. If there's anything you would like for us to do in order to expedite your defense of the city, let me know. I will happily get involved.
Sounds fantastic.
I
He
give
gives
him
you. He takes the apple. I will give this to Axis. Thank you for your.
It was for you.
I don't eat, but thank you. He gives you another
do.
ingratiating smile and gets up and walks away.
How many Nautiloids are still there?
Hundreds.
Not a lot. Oh, never mind.
Ah!
Not a few.
Not a lot. Oh.
The few?
Not a few.
Hundreds?
Hundreds.
How big's Meteor Swarm?
How big
I've also got
what?
Storm of Vengeance, and I'm very close to just nuking the entire
How big is a Nautiloid roughly?
island.
A Nautiloid ship?
Yeah.
I can look it up. How we doing, players? Are we having fun?
Great time.
I'm having a great time.
Fish
Azalea,
good?
not so much.
Based.
Is Fish good? Is Fish okay?
Fish is having a great time.
Okay.
Fish is having a
Check it.
wonderful,
Azalea is
amazing
just-
time.
Azalea's
Azalea
just
wants to
mauling.
murder.
Azalea's just malding. Azalea's just coping. Needs to huff that copium.
Just
Miriam's trying to talk, but Nova doesn't shut up.
You keep threatening people. I don't want to. People don't respond well to being threatened.
Hey, me.
Do we want the peace or war?
Well, maybe I wasn't gonna immediately threaten him.
You did.
Oh.
You
You did. You did. You opened your mouth. and
Maybe I
The
wasn't
only
gonna-
person that
yes,
hasn't
but
been
that is
aggressive
what
to this guy is Squim.
Yeah. We're just setting him up to be the face. We're just setting him up.
Yeah, he's good cop. The Mind Flayer.
A member of the invading force.
180 feet keel to beam.
To be fair, I was just vaguely squinting.
180 feet keel to beam. 180 feet long.
Keel to beam.
Probably take out. I can take out. Only take out like.
Well, they're not like next to
Nautiloids.
each other either.
I could
They're
probably only take out, like,
in a
one.
bubble around the island.
I know, but like one meteor swarm, the range is a mile. So.
Oh, true.
I can take out I can take out. It's one per meteor. I can take out 4, and there's hundreds, right?
Hundreds, yes.
I could take out probably like 3 or 4 with the range of Storm of Vengeance.
Task shows up. Oh, I found you guys. They've got these rock candies. It's great. This place is cool. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, Task is up to
Is
stuff.
everyone outside right now?
Everyone's still in the booth, as far as I know.
Nova is thinking. Is that tech still left there?
Sure. Yeah.
Nova's going to delicately.
They're super okay with you reading their religious lore. It's not the only copy they got.
I'm going to carefully read it.
Sure. Okay.
And peer through it. Any mentions of myself, the Void Scourge, and what Axis did with the power. Right?
So Axis was this big god to many nautical individuals on different planes. You guys haven't heard of him. Hraden was the primary deity in this realm when in Kjol, where you grew up. It was very much themed to like a sextant or a compass. Finding navigation was kind of the primary use of this god. Axis failed. Axis failed to the narrative very much is that Axis didn't bother trying to build more followers and took this approach of like, hey, if people worship me, they worship me, that's awesome. Did not campaign against other gods, was very unaggressive in growing, and this ultimately was his downfall. As other gods such as Hraden or the Void or even look at Rulerok, the Kraken. Pursued worshippers and stuff like that. And so when he was losing his sense of self, when he was losing his identity, took action, came to this island, and before it came to this island, the events of Nova and Nerium scuttling their ship, and the Void Father and Hraden's hurt, and the Void Father scattering amongst the astral realm, various pains throughout its existence. There was no reason for Axis not to, hey, wow, cool, dope, scoop this up, I'm gonna use this, before eventually becoming so weak that he fled to this land. It also speaks of the Illithids and how it reached out to what is written as the Great Mind. Other words used for it being Emperor, the High Mind, and in some places it is referred to as All. A confrontation with the Nautiloids, where Axis used the piece of the Void Scourge to cripple it before fleeing. Where it set up shop here. It doesn't refer to it as a ship piece. It was just this power that 2 people had authority over and destroyed.
It's part of the golden
And then
toilet.
other gods, such as the Void Father, the Father of the Void, took it and scattered it. So in this narrative, there really isn't any thought to like, oh, they would clearly want their ship back because that's just not how this is perceived by the eyes of a god losing their identity. So when you come to them and say, hey, we've been wronged, they don't understand how initially.
Axis, that little rat. Oh. I'm going to send a prayer up to Ma.
Okay.
And to the Void Father and go, listen, you can hear me. I would like anything you have of a little rat bastard god named Axis. He has a piece. He's created a little religion for himself around the power granted to him by it. And has made no mention of, well, any of the actual events. He's kept them vague intentionally and is misleading an entire colony. Thank you. Love you guys.
As you pray to a different celestial in the presence of the Holy of Holies that is this temple in Axis, you are the party is suddenly filled with a sense of dread.
What you do?
The book in your hands that you held while praying to a different god stings you for a second, and then it begins to crumble.
I didn't do it.
Most books don't do that.
Yeah, what'd you do?
I prayed.
Was it the monotheistic version of the book?
What is this, some King James Bible?
You prayed in a church.
Yes.
Good job.
Seems a little temperamental, if you ask me.
Keep poking the bear. No offense, Azalea.
Sorry.
I'm outside. I'm with freaking Jester right now.
No one comes to you.
Nerium walks out to see if anyone's on their way to this booth.
They're wasting my fucking time.
Nerium just goes to the center of the temple. Takes a big deep breath. Just gets on her knees. Please, I would like to speak to anybody who can help me.
You're praying to
Whoever will
just
listen.
everyone? Anyone?
Whoever will listen in this temple.
In
All
this
right.
temple. She's speaking to the temple and the temple wearers.
Okay.
Just, I am sorry, but we need help. And I will do what I need to.
Make a religion check.
What do I got for religion? And a +1. Got a fucking 9.
Okay. Instead of 1 minute, this will last up to the rest of the day. You have the first level spell, enchantment spell Bless upon you, gifted by Axis. Whenever you make an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, which lasts to the end of the day, target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to the attack roll or saving throw.
That wasn't exactly what I was asking for, but I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. Thank you.
Again, Axis is a abstract, fragmented mind at this point, is more of a force of nature, but not nature. Is more of a primordial celestial. It's not a primordial, sorry, a celestial force, because he has so few worshippers that the faith mechanic is what shapes them. They are affected by worship, by their followers. So if the religion builds in the direction of, let's say, the harvest, it is going to organically develop in that way. The god can nudge in certain directions, but they will become the god of the harvest. And this
Thank you for your gift. And I'm sorry to ask for more. But I need to know when I can retrieve the piece of my home back. It's not just a ship. It is our home. It was given to us by people who loved us and cared enough about us to make sure that we could go on our lives safely and happily. And we need it back. I need it back. Please.
You are given a sense of calm. You smell the sea. You smell the salt of the ocean. It doesn't smell like your ocean. Conversing is difficult for a mind that has lost its sense of self. But it's followed by a quizzicalness, and a sense of peace.
Well, I feel like we're not going to get anywhere until we stave off this invasion. Squim, what's the best way to get rid of an imposter ship?
Imposter ship. Probably destroying it, like, with damage. Or like a bigger ship. You have a bigger ship?
So helpful as always, Captain Squim.
Of course. I do what I can.
Based on my knowledge of seafaring, shipfaring, general world knowledge, can I pinpoint anything that's like a known weakness of nautiloids of any kind?
I can do like a nautiloid check if that's what you're needing to know.
I want to wait. How do we stop the invasion?
Would I know a way to contact my people to try and convince them to like lighten up the attack? If I were to send like a fake radio broadcast that's like, hey,
do you have
like
any spells or anything like that that would give you the means to send a message or communicate to the council as a whole? But
did they give me their number?
You do know that they are pretty intent on getting A, revenge, and B, that piece of ship.
Yes. Well, if I tell them it's for the means of getting the piece, then they might let up. But, what if? Because I don't have any spells that let me do that. What could I do? Okay, I'm out of ideas. I don't have anything that would be long distance communication.
Okay. Make a history check.
History. 8.
The issue is, you were not a mechanic of the ship. You didn't steer the ship, you didn't fly the ship, you didn't repair the ship at all. And the orders are supposed to come from an elder brain. And you know that they're not. So everything's kind of out of whack. What I have built for you guys is a crippled elder brain and a god versus a god without a sense of self. So what does that mean? It means that there are people, mere mortals, calling the shots on both sides.
We gotta kill him.
Yeah, we do, but There are mortals calling the shots. There are two people here who are bad at effectively. We could probably
Get some lunch.
Yeah.
get some food. They're gonna talk to more people, get more information. Teufel, what the hell do you make of all this?
Captain Teufel has been very quiet since hearing the name of the priestess, of the high priest. I know Le Mans.
You do?
Aye.
And who is she?
She was in charge of this city. Which means two things. A, she helped the downfall of my people. Or she's doing the best with what she can. With what life has presented to her.
Let's hope it's the latter. I think that...
Why isn't it ever so cut and dry? It's never cut and dry.
Yes, that's life, Teufel. Everything is messy and stupid. But we do know that our ship part is here. That is confirmed. We know that Axis has it and is currently using it to defend itself. Knowing my ship, what parts do I think could do that? Like, that sounds like they have like a cannon or something. Or could many parts potentially do that?
Or just a supportive piece like the mast or something.
Based on how it's described, like it crippled the Elder Brain, what... Could I make a check to deduce what piece it probably is?
Do I know what piece it is? I feel like they told me, right? Or like what it does, potentially?
Don't exactly know. And frankly, the exact piece of it is too literal. So for all you know, it could be a link of chain.
It was wood.
It could be a cannon, sure. Could be rope. Could be the prow.
It's not the prow.
Well, the prow maiden is the figurine that goes on the prow.
Oh, true. Okay.
Go ahead and make a history check.
That is an 8. 2 plus 6.
Sounds like the prow. If it was driven into the mind. Could be the chain binding the mind. Could be the rope. You know what I mean? It could be a cannon in a more literal sense, but it's not likely.
Definitely the golden toilet.
Could very well be the golden toilet. I missed that thing. I always felt warm. Not in the weird way. Well, at the very least, I don't really know what to do from here.
Here's a question you haven't asked yourself yet. What do the pieces you do have do?
True.
We know what the prow maiden does.
We
That's
have
true.
we have the steering wheel and the oar currently.
Well, now we have to test them.
True. Back to the ship, everybody.
Scamper.
I'm gonna have my simulacrum cast sending to Task. Where's Task here?
Task is currently in the middle of a very intense bidding war. You find himself comedically in this like shoot, what's it called?
Stand up?
No, oh crap. Yeah, an auction.
Like storage wars?
He's
Where
in a
it's like,
very
yep.
intense silent auction over this this coiled fossilized bladder.
So many descriptors to that bladder. Coiled and fossilized.
How much have you bid already? I'm not giving you more.
Let's say he's up to 800 gold.
Give me back one of those platinums.
You're not there.
Oh, I thought we were right next to it.
I can't. I'm just gonna. Let's just let him keep going. I cast sending to him and just say, heading back to the ship. Join us when you can. Let's go back to the ship and test out my parts.
You are such a dick.
What's everyone else doing as they head back to the ship? This will be the end note we end the episode on.
I'm gonna be remaining in bird form, just kind of hitching a ride on Chester at the moment.
Okay.
I'm thinking of how I will get back to the council. I didn't have a get back method. I'm slowly realizing that.
They were going to once you had the piece, they were going to yoink you back.
How would I let them know?
You
They
don't
won't let me
know. you were in a shared mind at the time.
Yeah.
But dipping out,
without signal.
disconnected, yeah. It might be that all of these nautiloids are so used to being the hive mind that they always have been that they just drop the ball.
They'll get me. They'll always come back for me. They won't forget, right?
Okay, Sid the Slaw.
They do this every year.
Any other end notes we would like to touch on?
Chester.
Nova is just gonna be mulling over this Axis as a god, and gonna keep on thinking, being like, in his mind, he's going, "You rat bastard, stole my shit. You knew it wasn't yours. You took it anyway. Fuck you." We are gonna have a talk, young man.
It's so funny how Nerium and Nova have seemed to switch temperaments this episode.
Once the part was involved, then it's now he's angry. Now he wants it.
Sure.
Yeah, but Nerium is willing to do anything to get it, even be nice.
Not when you meet people, apparently.
I was gonna say Nova was kind of the de-escalator.
Yeah, everyone was getting angry at him and jumping down his throat.
I was
I
perfectly
don't even remember
calm.
saying anything threatening.
A captain must always remain calm under pressure.
All right,
And
gang.
that
Well, I
I
think that wraps up our episode for tonight. Interesting philosophical quandaries laid at the party's feet, such as the way of Dungeons and Dragons. Yes, Fish?
Dungeon or to dragon? That is the question.
Nah, I'm just breathing.
Oh, okay. Everyone, thank you for being here. We have 3 weekly streamed episodes now that we're back in season full swing. We will be doing a raid, so don't go anywhere just yet. But if you would like to get caught up, you can head over to the YouTube SirFeffers, where we've got like 5 years of content almost. So if you need D&D content, we've got your fix with these amazing charcoal fucks and and other amazing content creators. I'm SirFeffers, the primary DM of the Long Shot Table, and it is my honor to introduce to you as we outro Dankles.
What up, everybody? I'm Dankles, aka Matt, aka that guy. I make funny songs and stuff on the internet. You can find me at Dinkles on YouTube, TikTok, Twitter. Just kidding. Just look up my name. You'll find me. It's my face. And on Unbeatable Cast, where I play a super cool Pokemon TT RPG that's made with a system that we're building as we're playing the game. And if you want to play test it, you can get into our Patreon. It's so cool. There's so much stuff over there. We play Pokemon, guys. It's like a game. It's so cool. But that's where you can find me, and it's great.
Any thoughts on Squim or how the episode went?
Squim, I'm loving it. He kind of sat in the pocket for this one, watching his underlings do all the work for him, which is great. And only there just to sign the checks when they're needed. And I realized after you were throwing out platinum, I was like, I have 15 gold, and I threw 5 of it at a hologram talking
Don't
machine. I
use
am broke.
money.
I know. So that's why I tried bartering with an apple. So that didn't work out though. So, but I'm excited to see what the testing of the objects back on the ship looks like, because I need to know how my ship works when I take control of it all and become the captain truly once and for all. You know what I mean?
All right, who's next?
Lexi.
Hello, I am SmolBirdLex. You can find me at SmolBirdLex and SmolBirdArt. I do commissions. All the art over here. I did it. Pay me to do stuff. I want to go to PAX U and see all my friends. You can catch me here on Saturdays. You can catch me at Phoenix Owaki on Wednesdays. If you want to watch Void Scourge from episode 1, watch it at 1.5 speed. You can get through it in like half the time. It's great. That's how I did it for PP game. Yeah, I'm gonna start streaming eventually, probably October.
Hell yeah.
Soft launch October.
Let's go.
Send
Let's
it to
go.
Hello, I am Fish Finlee. You can find me everywhere as at Fish Finlee. I sing, I play games, I draw. It's a fun time. Azalea is having a time. TM. Yeah, that's kind of all I've got. She's just experiencing a lot of thoughts at the moment. Also, just as context for the wonderful chat that's been watching, I've had a spider crawling across my ceiling for the last like 40 minutes. And so I've just been trying not to lose it the time. But it's Fish is having a great time. I love playing with these wonderful peeps. It's always fun to just be a bunch of silly wackadoos rambling off each other. So, woo, Offbeat.
What up? My name is Offbeat Outlaw. You can find me on YouTube and TikTok under those exact same names. Nova Wake is, as soon as he heard that the narrative was changed and this dickhead just took apart and was like, yeah, like it was totally just on the ground and no one else had it, so it was clearly mine. And then just claim that and starting a religion, and he's bad at religion. He's mad. He's like, dude, you trying to be what my mom and dad are, and you suck at it.
Hey,
Fuck
finders
you.
keepers, godly weepers. Just
Yeah. So he's like, how do I get that fucking piece? And more importantly, how do I kill all these nautiloids so we can get that fucking piece? And secondly, how do I punch Axis in the dick hole? How do I make him exist so I can punch him in the dick hole?
Thirdly, what cool gift should I get my new boss, Squim?
Mug, best boss, little tentacles on
Best boss. But that's Nova. Follow me on YouTube and TikTok. I just posted a video today. I posted one yesterday. You should watch them. They're fun. I like them.
it. All right, and I believe that was everyone.
Yes.
Oh, okay, then everybody pile into this raid. We're gonna go kick with Dice and Autism. He's playing some Baldur's Gate 3. They are an amazing individual.
They're debuting their VTuber model today.
Yeah.
Tell them how cute it looks.
All right, everyone pile into this raid. Everyone say bye obnoxiously. Bye.